Okay, so in this video, I'm going to attempt to do the our work body shop front splitter on the Acura Integra Type S myself. It's definitely going to be easier, I can tell you before I even start, to have an extra set of hands to hold this thing in place, but we'll get to that later on. Again, the point of these videos is just to be short, concise, to the point. Hopefully it helps you save a little bit of time, lets you just get the right tools and get to work. So enough of the fluff, let's get to the stuff. Now, before I start, I'm actually just going to give it a quick wipe down just on the surfaces that are going to make contact. Most of you guys are probably dealing with the same thing I am. Low temps. It's Halloween night, and it's, I don't know. It's around 32 degrees. It's going to be a low of 20 tonight here. So I didn't really have enough time or warmer temps earlier today to wash the car like I wanted to. I was going to wait a few days until it warmed up to do that, but I just get too antsy. So basically I got the OPT7 no rinse waterless wash in here with distilled water and a rag, and I'll just kind of go along the bottom sides of this where it's going to make contact. And then we'll reference the directions here, which is pretty simple. I mean, you got some rubber riv nuts, rubber riv grommets, whatever you want to call them. You got longer screws, shorter screws, 45 millimeter, 30 millimeter to be exact. All of your longer ones are going to go in the middle. Your shorter ones are going to go on both of the outsides. Simple as that. There's a few other pieces of hardware in there for the side winglets that I just went with. You may or may not get those. Comes either without winglets, completely flat, comes with little tiny winglets, or the Aero kit. All right, so next step is going to tell you to jack it up, put it on jack stands, do whatever you do. I got some wooden ramps that I made. Thank you, Henry Vu, for the suggestion. Next is just remove the 12 clips. You can kind of see what he tried to do here. I've made the same mistake on Microsoft Word, but basically you got 12 plastic clips that you just remove, and it's pretty obvious which ones they are. Okay, so you start right over here, this black one right here, and you just go all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's a few different ways you can do this. There's a panel tool. Really, my preferred method is just a real tiny screwdriver. I don't like to just pry on them. I've had issues even on these clips with them. I just kind of wiggle them around in a couple different areas to get it free like that. Pull it all the way out. Pull it out. Pretty easy stuff. So just take these all out. Then we'll move on to the next step, which is drilling, everyone's favorite. So I think these part of the instructions are also pretty straightforward. You'll basically take your handy dandy drill bit. You'll drill through 2 layers of plastic. You'll partially thread this in like it says, enough to push them in exactly like this. It's kind of hard to tell in the photo because it's black and white and it didn't really print off. It's kind of cast a shadow there. I confirmed with Jeremy that this is the correct way. So you kind of just thread it in there just a little bit, pop it up in there in place, remove the fastener, position the splitter, insert the fasteners, and tighten them without over tightening. Pretty straightforward. Now, especially for those of you who aren't really experienced with drilling or drilling when you're laying down on your back, wear some type of eye protection. It doesn't matter if it's these cheap clear glasses or goggles, whatever you want to use, but you definitely don't want any of that crud getting in your eyes. So you'll be able to see black plastic. If you kind of, sorry, I'm doing this backwards. You can see the other plastic inside, so you want to drill through both of those 2 layers before putting the rubberized riv nut in there. All right, since this is the first time I'm drilling on this car, I'm drilling plastic instead of steel for once in my life. I'm just going to take my time Anytime you feel the drill start to suck up in there, either pull back down on it or reverse out of it, just to make sure you don't drill too big of a hole. All right, let's check it. Okay, so I could probably go a little bit more. I fucking hate doing this shit. Try it again. Ooh, she tight. Didn't want to have to do that, but let's see if it works now. All right, so you'll basically just keep working it until you can get that grommet as flush to the bottom as possible. Just don't over drill. It's the worst thing you could do anytime you're drilling something. You just go through and drill the rest of them. Again, you're just drilling through 2 thin layers of plastic. So as soon as you start to feel, if you're past about an inch and you're hitting something else, stop. Don't drill further past that point. I'm gonna do my best to try to take a video of this just as a tip that I kind of discovered helped me along the way. So when you get these in, use the longer screws instead of the shorter screws. It just gives you a little bit more wiggle room to get those in there. And then I'll take it out, just barely thread it on. And when you get it started, now I wanted these to be super tight, and I'm sure you guys do too. I just kind of wiggle it around in a circle. I push up with one hand and wiggle the bottom of the longer screw back and forth to get it set into place. And it's a bitch. That's why I'm wearing gloves. Wasn't wearing gloves at first. See, and it goes up there kind of flush. Then you take the one out that you used before. Thread it on there, just like 1 or 2 threads. So see, when you first start pushing on it, it's not going to want to go in. So I just kind of try to get a circular motion to wedge it in there. I don't want to lube these up or anything. That one kind of just popped in there. And then you're good. Then remove them. Now you're going to position the splitter in place. Again, preferably with 2 people, maybe even 3. I'm an idiot and I'm doing this by myself, regardless. But get into place, and then you'll want to basically put these fasteners in place, and then you're done. And it's fairly easy if you can get past the fact that you got to drill it. Okay, so just another thing I'm going to try here. Gloves to try to protect the new pieces. Repurpose the bubble wrap it came with, since I'm doing this by myself. And I guess it couldn't hurt if you were doing it with another person too, just in case. So we'll see if it works out. All right, so I got it on there, one person. It was kind of a pain, and this video does no justice. I'll have to take it outdoors somewhere else where I got a little bit more space. It's kind of crowded in here. I really wasn't aware that there was a stamp there, but no big deal. It looks really good. The only fitment issues that I kind of am running into is right here on the bottom. Let me show you real quick. Apologize for the shitty video moving around all the time. But it's in the same spot. So right here and right there in the same area, you can see that black hole right there. I just can't seem, this is all tightened up. You can kind of barely see the space in between there, maybe just a little bit. It's all tightened up except for those two spots. And so far, no matter what I do, I cannot just seem to get it to thread in. See, it's already there, which tells me that it needs to be one of these longer bolts. But the directions said to use the longer bolts for these 6 in the center already. And so now I don't have a longer bolt. So maybe I'll contact Jeremy about that, see if he can send me out another one. Or if I don't feel like waiting, I'll just go and get the same one at a hardware store or something like that. So I'll update you guys if I come to a solution in the meantime.